Hey guys doing? Yes, it's Friday and we're here with a good old account update, and I'm probably going to do both accounts, my main account and free to play. So if you're wondering what's going on over there, I will update you too, because to be honest, a lot is about to happen, right? Migration is technically on the door, right? It's on the door here. We've got the countdown coming. You can see as I'm recording this, already on 8 migration passes, and hopefully not needing to get too many more to obviously break the bank. And we'll soon find out when it comes out, because that's the only kind of news I can tell you to do with this Empire migration. In the CC chat, they told us they're not going to release, to us anyway, any information on how many passes you're going to need in order to migrate. Obviously, they've announced they've reduced them and obviously increased the amount of power and stuff for other players in the brackets and so forth, but they haven't told us what it's going to be. So just to keep that out there, be wary when this goes obviously live for everyone to migrate. But apart from that, what am I doing, or what have I been doing? Well, we're in the Desolate Desert right now. Big shout out to obviously Empires 37. We've got 69 here and 84 in our group. You can see honestly 64 looks like they are just checked out right now. Honestly, I'm still competing. I'll be honest. If you go to the rankings, you can see I'm not doing too bad, right? I need to still do bits and bats today, and hopefully if I'm a bit lively a little bit later on, we can do some PvP too, and maybe get some more points in that department to kind of not like catch up to these guys, but obviously put a little bit of a dent in there, right? But yeah, definitely, or I am definitely putting in my little 2 cents, trying to turn up to all the towers, trying to do all my bits for my empire, even though I'm still migrating out, because at the end of the day, you know, you could migrate out earlier and miss out on some of the rewards, but I just feel like, why do you need to do that? Unless it's something that everyone is going to be doing in the group. We'll have to know that in future, but no clue. But I'm enjoying it. I'm still going for it. But on my account, though, we've gone through some big strides. You can see him almost breaching that £70 million now, because one thing that you'll notice, what I'm going to go through, is I'm starting to knuckle down. And what I'm starting to do, even though I have got, as you guys know, a bunch of 3-star heroes on the account, I am 5-starring some of my actual lineups, because I do want to be a competitive player. Even though I am collecting all the different heroes in the game, it's like people are saying, do you want to be a collector or do you want to be competitive, right? And end of the day, I do want to be a competitive player, and it is kind of time to knuckle down. So you can see that happen, especially in the way my presets for my formations set up, and technically my main formations that I am going to be using, and the direction my whole account has gone through. Because right now, if we just kind of zoom out, you can see we are kind of going through our renovations. I'm on renovation 2 for my town center and my warhol. This is kind of good, I think, for me, because this is giving you all units. So every single unit that I have, my archers, my cavalry, my infantry, and my pikes, they're all getting that stats. And as you guys know, I actually have all of the tech done for all of the units, so that's kind of OP in my guys, right? And when we go over to the warhol, this is kind of the same, but it's kind of better because it's all damage, right? So all damage increase. So I'm going to be doing those, and then over time we will be hitting the archery to 2 and then 3 to make sure our archers again are at my highest priority. And then with my university, you'll notice I am already going to renovation 3 in preparation for that unlock on the new research, because we have been pushing through, and you can see even right now taking some advice from the Whale Insights. So I'm not just saying these interviews and doing these interviews, I'm even taking advice from some of the guys, which I enjoy, right? And getting that 10% research speed now from this area, which is helping me get through a lot of the last remaining tech, which I'll showcase in my research tree. But then I'm actually now going on to the hero might, hero strategy. I'm doing hero armor next, so there's 800 to go for, and then I'm just doing the same thing. Why am I doing it in that format? Well, it's to do with my formations, as a little spoiler of why I have to do it that way for you guys, which is a bit, I know, a bit of a spoiler, but hey ho, it is what it is. But I'm kind of excited. We're almost at that finish line. And again, if you guys want to help me out, I just want to shout out Wonder Sky, as well as, I can't pronounce the name properly, I think it's Kosea Atata. They helped me out live during Thanksgiving, and I want to say a big thank you to them even in today's video, because they sent me, I think it was over like $300 worth of Apex coins combined together. So big thank you to you guys, because it did help the account go through some major upgrades, which is firstly the facilities that you've seen there, and then my kind of heroes that we're going to be working on and be using. Just kind of before we show that, just to finish off this little area, you'll see I am doing my last kind of tag here, just to kind of check it off the box so it looks nicer. It says 71 out of 71, but I will be doing these over time now, because you got to think, if I can just do these over time while I am waiting for that 148 unlock, it's just extra stats. And I am going to go for the health first. I always go health, defense, attack. We always have enough attack in game. It's always about the defensive stats for our troops. So that's the way I'm going to do these until I get my 140. I could even go down here and do the same thing for this, but I'm not too bothered about this right now. I'll be real with you, right? It's resources. I know it's only 4 days, but look, those 4 days are delaying big PvP upgrades that I'm going to need over a longer period of time if I'm going to try and be competitive on my account, right? So let's get into the presets, or let's just go into the formations, right, that I'm running right now. So obviously we got our gathering presets all set up, but what you'll notice is the way we have started to focus up. So since our last checkup, you guys know I have a 5-star Theodora, which was with my Napoleon. I have now benched Napoleon, because finally, as many people would have known during my live streams, I have got my Ramses the second 5-star. And as soon as you have a 5-star Ramses, it's a complete different game compared to having a 3-star one. And anyone, and I am an archer main, I will tell you, 3-star Napoleon versus 3-star Ramses, 100% Napoleon's going to outvalue him. 5-star Ramses versus 5-star Napoleon, bro, the Ramses eats him alive for breakfast, and he eats everything else alive. That's the crazy thing. Ramses honestly is the best archer march and one of the best swordsman march, so why not do it, right? So for me, this was one of the biggest things, and they helped me get there, because one of my heroes that were lacking was my Zhuge Liang, and since then, as you guys will see, we did 3-star him. So 3-starred him, which is great. What we're doing is working on their gear. So right now we are trying to get the stars up. And one thing I am trying to do now, especially for my Ramses march, and I'm going to do this for my Mulan march after, which I'm going to discuss in a moment. But what I'm trying to do in all of my heroes now is actually get them all 2-starred, and then 3-starred, and 4-star, because the thing is, a lot of people will tell you you can stop doing like a 2-1-2-1. Like myself, I recommended this, super free to play friendly for your account. That's all changed. The reason it's changed is because the 4th star on the boots is different now. And I'm going to make a tips and tricks video mentioning this too for people who haven't watched this video. All your heroes' skill damage is increased. This does mean if you have this on your Theodora or on your Zhuge Liang, now your Ramses is getting buffed. Prior to this, if you check out any of the gear videos, it was this current hero. It was only that hero's skill damage. Well, if your hero doesn't deal skill damage, it's kind of a wasted star. So the devs did improve this for them, right? What I've also done is red gemmed my unit capacity on my Ramses here. We've also done that on the active skill damage, which is pretty nice. Obviously working on the strategy next, but you can see pretty happy with where my gems are on him. And what I'm doing with my march, and people are probably going to ask this, yes, I am running health. I've got 3% health here as well as the 1% health over here, meaning we have 4% health from our good old friend Theodora, and you probably guess it, our good old Zhuge Liang doing the same. So he's got 4% here too. The only thing I need to do is as you can kind of see, is replace this for strategy. So we're going to do that right now. So we've got full strategy, full gems built on him. I could in the future, and I am debating to do this, swap this out, right, and put all attributes there, because if I put all attributes, my thinking is, well, if I get all attributes red gemmed on him, which I can basically start going towards if I look at some of my other heroes that have all attributes on, like Mehmed, right? If I put their might gems on and so forth and clean up the gems, if I've got a bunch of all attributes, I could red gem them, put them on him, which is going to give him obviously more attributes overall, which is more armor, more strategy, more might as well. But it means it frees up strategy gems for the Ramses, and that means my Ramses then can get even more mythic gems, which is kind of what we kind of want to go for, right? So now my second match, as you guys will notice, is going to be Mulan, right? And I am still working on Mulan, and I've been upgrading my Radiant Guardian ring because it's going to be needed on her. And I do think Radiant Guardian ring's just one of them rings that for second strike heroes in the future, you're going to need this ring. So it's just such a good ring to have. I'm running, obviously, Mulan with Mehmed and my Rani, as guys, people have been running to at the moment. And I'm looking forward to Alp Aslan. And when Alp Aslan comes, I am going to be running Aslan Primary with Mehmed the second here, and then Mulan, because she's 5-starred, as my current lineup for that. I am debating to test some other lineups out too, don't get me wrong, but I think this is going to do the most damage out of all of them. The issue I have though is I want to try and test out some funky things, because even though this is, you know, increase the next hero's might by 102 and the critical strike rate, we enter the double attack state, which doesn't really matter too much to active heroes, but it's the fact that we're getting maybe this critical strike rate on an archer, and I really want to see if that works. And if it does work, if we crit with an Aslan damage over time effect, how much damage does that do? You know, it's a valid question, because you got to think, for a warrior archer player, if we just kind of minimize it, we do have Bellevue, and we could run, as you can see here, the Dark Flag and Pay in Blood combo. It's going to allow you to basically just heal and as well as deal DPS to the targets, because she puts herself into the normal attack state. But you got to remember, you are reducing her own armor at 3 stars by 35 points, and it doesn't sound like much, but this hero has a base of 184, and that is not high enough, especially when you're going against people with almost double your might now, right? You got 150 armor and nearly 300 might, and this is just this hero. Now imagine my Mulan, 352, like, and she's got 157 armor, so she's going down as the same. She's becoming paper basically without getting too much of a benefit. So again, my opinion on that. So I'm going to be running Aslan though, and it's going to be an interesting lineup, definitely. I'm going to see how well it does for the archers, but I'm happy to see that in there. And as you guys know, I'm still running my warrior cavalry. It's just, they're good. You can't knock them, you know. Warrior Cavs, super free to play friendly, and you can even see I'm running Ring of the Daisy with Ring of the Clover and even Ring of the Nightwolf, and they're all level 30 rings, and this match is doing work, right? And it's still relevant, and it's crazy. It's not even 5-star Lubu or 5-star Timur. It's just good heroes, and that's kind of what I want, right? Good heroes. So definitely my formations, as you can see, have taken a massive shift now, because I've obviously lasered in with my insight points from my mounts in yesterday's video, with my research tech, with like everything I'm kind of doing now in the account is tailoring it a lot more towards archers. And I don't mind being the food for you Lubu mains, you know. You need some of us, right? But I'm telling you, when there's all of those Scipios out there and Miyamotos and all of that jazz, and I've got this Ramses archer absolutely firing all cylinders with my actual Alp Aslan, so I'm double targeting, double unit countering these swordsmen for you. I'm just saying you can thank me later. And what I'm going to try to do, and my plan, just to kind of finish off the video with it, is I'm going to run martial archers. I'm just waiting for Napoleon's secret sauce, right? I love Napoleon. I'm waiting for Napoleon's ring, and I'm waiting for 2 actual heroes that can be placed in there instead of him, right? And maybe I could, and some people will say this in the comments, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, right? I could, in theory, bench, and it sounds crazy, I could bench this 5-star Theodora because I've got a 3-star Charlemagne, so I could run 3-star Charlemagne, 3-star Zuliang with Ramses and have a super aggressive archer. And then that means, as you guys will guess, I have a 5-star Theodora that I can combo with Napoleon and have Napoleon with Saladin and Theodora, and I technically have triple archers on the open field, 1 marshal, 1 tack, and 1 warrior, and double strategy, 1 might. So it'd be really interesting, and maybe that might be my long-term goal for this account, and to get our boy Napoleon in the scene and get some love on him, because he is a really cool hero. I absolutely love him as an archer player, especially from playing Rise of Kingdoms. His air effect is fantastic, right? So that's going to be basically the main account over and done with. I know I'm not going to go too in-depth on the free-to-play one, which I'm going to showcase next, but I am obviously going to showcase off that in a moment. So again, if you guys have enjoyed the video, you know what to do straight away. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. Show some love to the channel. And if you want to, and just to show it off for people, if you want to support the channel using Eneba, or just helping out like other people have been doing through Midas Buy and various means, there is my account details. People have been asking for my account details. They are. If you send me something, please DM me on Discord if you do, so I know, so I can actually put a good or top contributor role on you in my Discord. So you're in like the King's Club basically for supporters. So just kind of put that out there. So yeah, smash like, comment, and subscribe if you guys have enjoyed it. Let's switch now to my free-to-play account. And the cool thing as well, if you guys are planning on making a new account, I do recommend, if you're able to try and bind it to something else. So if you're able to have like a second Facebook account or a second Gmail account, for example, and you're able to play Gmail on your main account like I do, and then switch to something like your Facebook, or switch to another email that's tied to a new Facebook, right? And then log in and do that, what you can actually do, and this is how I've been doing it too, is playing both accounts by actually just simply having one logged in on my phone and then playing this on my PC. So I can technically right now, on my phone, just log onto my main account and carry on doing anything I need to do. But you can see I'm at 3.7 million power. I've not grown too much since the last one, because at the moment I am actually in turtle mode. So if anyone's watching this from our good old server, hello 321, we've been enjoying it here. I've got a bunch of obviously banners for people to use, but what I've been doing constantly, as you'll see, is doing these radiant seas to get all of this new stuff for mounts that I'm going to need, and I'm popping it as fast as I can. But I'm saving up for my hammers, because I've been using my Empire coins, and the way I've been using them is on obviously my heroes. So if we just kind of showcase this, a little bit there, so I do apologize to you guys for this ending, but you'll see I'm actually pushing towards the big dog, right? I'm at a level 100 now on 3 different heroes, which is sick. We need another 9 on our Guan Yu, and he's 2-starred, which is going to be sick. I used my obviously spins and try to get some good progress onto him, and honestly, it was okay, but it's not enough, right? And I'm not going to exchange this, because I could exchange 1 more medal, basically, if I earn it, which I can do really easily, and get him 2-starred, and then work towards that 3-star. My issue is, if I do that, I'm not going to have universal medals for my season 2 hero, Lubu. And the thing is, a 1-star, 3-star Lubu is what's actually going to make this match pop off. He deals the damage while these guys support him by giving him either critical strike or dealing critical strikes to kind of charge him up, right? So that's kind of the whole point of the match. This is why Harold just isn't good enough, because he just doesn't deal critical strike damage, and even his steroid here, increasing the damage of your commander's customizable active and secondary strike skills. The steroid isn't enough. Our good old Lubu comes with weak spot attack, right? And if we go to our Attila, you can actually see weak spot attack here. This skill alone gives us a 30% damage buff, and that's just to the entire hero. That's his normal attacks, his critical strike damage, his Ripper Tiger going off, his weak spot attack going off. Even if you're going down the Spirit Pursuit build, that one, right? So it just showcases why you just don't run Harold anymore in this build, which is kind of upsetting, but he has his place in the early game, which is good. You need someone to hold the spot for the early game. And we've got our legendary gear coming up, as you can kind of see here, which is quite good. And then what we're also done since then is got our double attack now on Josephine. So Josephine's technically attacking on all cylinders. This is the most damage she can be doing in this type of build, and this is the same with my Hammurabi. He's got his high spirit on now, so it's increasing the activation chance now of this skill, which is what we're working towards to level 30, which is inflicting the rout, but meanwhile it increases our commander's might damage, and this is a bigger steroid than Harold's, and this is what's really sad about it. And on top of it, if it inflicts it, we get rout on that enemy, which obviously means then they take more damage, and this obviously keeps going up to level 42. So you kind of see why this is super important for us to kind of get that rolling, and it's been doing the work. I'll be real with you. This match has been doing the work for me and getting through the content that I needed to get through. The only thing we're doing at the moment is kind of pushing through, like I said, these major milestones. So I'm not wasting any speed ups at the moment. So I'm just letting my cavalry cook off. Once this is done, I can actually push through a lot more of the content, because at the moment I'm kind of stuck, not at 387. I just need to keep replacing my units to make sure they're attacking on the right units, and then I can keep pushing probably to about 400. But the issue I'm having though is the fact that my cavalry are T4, and if my cavalry were T5 like my swordsman, we would be cooking right now. We would be absolutely cooking. So I'm trying to pull, just for you guys here, any sort of Guan Yu to make it an ending of a video, which would be fantastic, but we don't hit that, right? We don't hit that. So with Town Center 22, just to kind of showcase that, we are almost finishing up on our upgrades. If you guys are looking, we need to upgrade our archery range, which is kind of what we're doing today. This is today's plan. Do the archery range. This is going to be completed, which is going to allow me to actually complete a bunch of my other buildings and get them kind of started to raise up, because like I said, Town Center 23, we need our archery range up. So I'm expecting now in the next couple of town center upgrades, we need our barracks up, we're going to need our pikemen up, we're going to need our stable up, and in order to do those, we need to do our actual buildings over here, right? Our resource buildings. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. If you want to know for progression, you can see I have not dropped a single day. I have been a degen. Even if I've not had time to play on the account, I have logged in. I have done all of my dailies, and that is one of the biggest things to always do. Always do your dailies. And I've been buying, as you can see, and I've been fully transparent, these hammers, right? These are the only things I've been buying. I've been debating to buy these, but the problem is now I can't buy these gem chests at the moment while I'm getting these hammers, because it's too many empire coins I'm losing, and I need to basically manage that. So I've got empire coins to spin for Lubu and work on Lubu, right? That's the end game of things, right? But I do need to go and get those hammers, and if you're wondering why, it's just because we're on 95 here. I need to get this 30 pop so we can get a guaranteed 600 ring. Normally you get about 400 plus, maybe 500 if you're a bit more luckier in there, and then obviously you get this last bit remaining from your chest, which is the 100. So I'm expecting to get that basically extra 5 from just pulling them. So I'm waiting for 10 more hammers, and then if you guys have not guessed it, I will be buying the Ring of the Nightwolf, and I've already got my Ring of the Daisy and my Ring of the Clover, which is equipped to my Guan Yu and my Attila. So this is going to be then equipped to my, technically my Harold for now, but what will happen is my Ring of the Nightwolf will be equipped to Attila, my Ring of the Daisy will be equipped to my Lubu, and my Ring of the Clover will be equipped to Guan Yu. That's going to be my end game, because the reason why most people will tell you normally your Attila, if I remember correctly, has higher attribute scaling, so his might should be higher. So you see 327 there, I'm 331, and I'm losing out on 5 levels here. So if I actually like leveled up my guy, he's going to be a bit higher. Look, 333 now. So you can see he's going to have higher might, meaning my Nightwolf ring will perform better on this hero than it will on Guan Yu. So that's why you swap them around. But just for now, we've got it in this position because he is going to be dealing the damage. So yeah, that is our free-to-play account, 3.7 million. We are obviously chilling, bing chilling right now while we are just kind of getting through this early game to get to the actual true end game where we get our Lubu match and start really powering up and really focusing up on stuff like our mounts and our dormants and even stuff like our gear, which you can see we are crafting constantly on the account because we need gear for our main. And I've even got, as you can see, the 3rd queue now for this instead of just 2. So you see I've even done a little bit of micromanagement there and got some extra bit of value, so I don't have to worry about my blacksmith as often. So that is all of today's video. This is my free-to-play account. Thank you for watching in Empire 321. You guys love these little quick updates as well. And if you've enjoyed today's video, you know what to do, guys. Smash a like, comment, and subscribe. This is a full account update on my main account and my free-to-play account, and giving you some migration advice as well that's been happening in there. So until my next video, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.